Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and I welcome you back to my Necrophages playthrough. There are a few changes that I have made in between the videos, the last one you have seen and the current one. Firstly, the audio. I have decided to increase the game's audio just a little bit. The difference is very small, but I hope that now you can hear the in-game music better. I do not dare to increase the music volume too much, because then in battles, some units' abilities are way too loud. And without the ability to balance it out in the options menu, which is right over here, yeah, I cannot do anything with this menu, unfortunately, for some reason. I mean, I can change things around, but it doesn't work. So without the ability to do it in this patch, we have to go with what we have right now. My apologies for this, there ain't nothing I can do about it. Secondly, as you can see, I have decided to change the build order in my capital just a tiny amount. Why? Well, it's mostly because of the mistake I made previously by assigning the hero to the city. Now, I can unassign him already and send him as an escort to this... Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's just keep to the old plan. So the reason why I was thinking about making a Necrodon first and sending the settler with a Necrodon instead of a hero is actually very simple. Hero, once he is unassigned from a city, he is locked out of any city for 5 turns, which is the amount of time any hero has to spend on any given task before he can be reassigned to a new one. It's a fairly standard thing, right? So I was thinking that, well, if I unassign my hero from my city right now, then he will be useless after he is done escorting the settler. But then I realized that I'm probably going to move the settler quite far away, and as such I'll probably spend at least 5 turns getting to where I want to go. When we go into this map view and we see all the fancy icons, you can see that while this region is fairly nice and it does have titanium, it is also a region that is, however, protected by my own region. And when we look to the left, or rather west, you can see that I have actually noticed that there is some blue borders nearby. And if I remember correctly, blue means broken lords. It actually doesn't matter who is right next to me, I'll just kill this person. But the more important thing is that there are some people approaching from the west, which means that this region, well, for the time being, until somebody discovers water transport, this region is very safe. If anybody wants to colonize here, they have to go through my territory, and I will not let anybody pass. So as such, I do not have to rush to colonize this region. It's okay, I can wait a little bit more. However, what I do need to do is grab this region right here. Let's zoom out so that you see it better. Do you see that? Yeah, it's right next to both me and blue players' regions, which means that it is a contested territory that anybody may want to take. And from the looks of it, it is actually not a bad region. I was thinking where I could settle over here, and I have some ideas. Right next to this life tree is... That's not a bad place. There isn't a lot of food over here, I admit, but I'll be able to remedy that with my faction ability of recycling counters. So we'll use that to help my new city kickstart to a decent population, and I will be next to some food, so it will not be that bad. And at the same time, this region also has glass steel, which I like. It does have Urses, which is nice, but I will not use them anytime soon because I prefer my archery type of guys. There is some black earth nearby, and I'm also thinking about selling right next to this black earth right here, instead of selling right next to the life tree. I keep mixing the two. But the problem with that is very simple. There is an Ursus village in the way. You cannot build on top of an Ursus village, so I could not make an efficient triangle if I were to settle here. Alternatively, there is also the Mechordia, whatever you're supposed to call it, right next to this area, which is again an anomaly that I personally really like. And the small problem is that I don't know what is next to it. So what I'll do with my foragers right now is actually have a quick look what is right next to it, because there might be a perfect settling position next to the Mechondria, and in fact, that's very nice. Earth Spine right next to them as well. I could be a science powerhouse, look at that. 5 science, 7 science, 1, 2, some food nearby. Yeah, I'm happy I did move over here, because now I can send my settler to this area and settle right down here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I'll grab this region, and this will be fairly marvelous if you don't mind me saying. Then I'll have an option. I can either make a triangle over here, if it's possible, hopefully it is, and if it's not, I'll make a line, like so, a 2-row line to this area, to where the life tree is. 2-row line is basically a less efficient triangle. When your city is really big, like if my city was to take all of those hexes right onto here, then a double line is actually, I believe, more efficient than a triangle. I don't remember exactly. But triangle is more efficient short term, and the amount of time it takes for a line to be more efficient is ridiculous. So triangles are better. Double line is also okay, but do that only if you cannot do a triangle. That's basically the gist of it. Alright, we can turn off this filter right now. So, my hero is going to accompany the sellers, because certainly this seller is not safe where he is. He will have to pass through the Ursus territory, and this might be quite ugly. But with the help of a hero, I don't think the neutral army is going to attack me. And if it does, I think I will be able to survive long enough. Actually, I don't even need to survive long enough. I can just use the retreat option of my unit to keep my seller alive. Now, of course, you could argue that I could send the seller alone and use the retreat option then. But if somebody attacks me too many times, then the seller will simply die. Because if you retreat too many times, you die. And with a hero, it's less likely that anybody will try to attack me. Of course, I am losing the benefits of this hero as a governor in my city. I'll just have to deal with that, unfortunately, because, well, that's life. So too bad about that. Alright, I'm moving my population just a tiny amount because it's something I experimented on before recording. By having one population in each of those areas, I can make the most efficient growth on every area. I will get empowerment in 1 turn, I'll get all the structures 1 turn after another, and I'll also grow population in 4 turns. They ain't a different formation I found to be more efficient at this point in time. Of course, that's not universal truth, that's just in this particular case. Alright, after I'm done with the spice extractors and the geomic lamps, which I also want to grab as soon as possible, I'll go ahead and start making a military, clear out the Ursus to complete my faction quest, and conquer Broken Lords, because why not? By this point I should be in Era 2, which is when I'll be able to actually attack. Now, before I press the enter button, one more thing that is important. I'm so retarded. I'm so effing stupid, I can't even believe that. Why, oh why am I so dumb? Holy... Alright, so I'll explain to you what I just did. I unassigned a hero from my city to, you know, assist my seller so that the seller doesn't die, right? What I was also supposed to do this time is hire another effing hero. Who was not supposed to be a governor. The new hero I was about to hire was supposed to be an army leader. I found this guy. I had a look at all of those heroes and I found the Lawmaster Sensitinera Nova, or whatever, to be the most efficient. He is level 2, so he's higher level than the other lore keeper. But the price difference is very, very small, as you can see. He already has the ability that I would have given this guy to begin with. And he is also a Draken hero, which means that he is pretty much perfect. I mean, having a look at his abilities, yeah, fast learner, one of the best and quite frankly overpowered abilities in the game right now. Heal, extremely useful. He can heal my Necrodrones when they are fighting in the front lines. Yes, yes, yes again, please. Fast is not too useful in the battle because he'll most likely stay behind because I don't want him to get disease, because he can be diseased, and while he has the ability to heal himself, I'd rather not waste his action on that. Last stand every hero has. Slowdown is not a bad ability, it's not amazing, but it's something that he gets from his equipment, I believe. Yeah, I could change that, but in order to do this I would have to spend quite a bit of dust. Army defense boost level 3, yeah, not arguing with that, it's pretty awesome. And progressive science boost. He's not a bad governor, don't get me wrong, but I want him as my army leader mostly because of heal, fast learner, and the army defense boost. Either way, I'm hiring this guy. So, because of the mistake I made, I have to make the best out of this guy as I can, right? So what I'm going to do is assign him to my city. After all, he is an okay governor. He does have the progressive science boost, so now I have even more science than usual. And in fact, I can get empowerment in 1 turn, even without the population in this area. So I can move my population to influence. I don't care too much about. I'll move it to food instead to grow a bit faster, because no matter what I do, I'll gain those buildings as fast as I gain them right now. So okay, it's not that bad. This guy gives me more science now, but I would much rather have this guy as the army leader and this guy in my city to provide me with a food bonus, which right now I would find more useful. Whatever, whatever. Mistakes are being made. As long as I keep catching them right after I make them, it's okay, I guess. Seriously, I'm so dumb sometimes. Oh boy. Whatever. Alright, let's keep on moving along. Make sure that those Ursus don't kill my forager, because this wouldn't be all that nice. Yeah, go away, research queue. Let's see what is inside those ruins. It is nothing whatsoever. How delicious. There's some spiral rock quills and more grass territory, which is good because it does give me some extra food, even though I'm a necrophage, so I'm hardly going to argue with that. It's fairly nice. Overall, this plains terrain is kind of, you know, it has featureless, if I may say so, but it's okay. Let's keep on moving along, and my army wants to move in this general direction because the Ursus are blocking the path. This is how you can abuse the pathing AI, by the way, to see if there's an enemy army in the way. So right now, as you can see, even though there should be a passageway right here, my army doesn't want to move through here, and that's because my AI knows that there's an army through here, so it tries to find a path that is different. It's a very old bug that is in almost every strategy game ever. I remember some similar things in other strategy games, but it might be resolved in Endless Legend. Who knows? We are still in beta. I need to mention to the devs that this thing exists, by the way, because I didn't. I never noticed that myself. But then again, it might be possible because on this very turn I have discovered that there are indeed ramblers in the way, so maybe it's just, I don't know. Let's not think too much about it. There are orcs roaming around my lands now, which is a bit of a problem, but it's not a very big problem, to be entirely honest with you. Now, I could make empowerment already. Problem is, I do not really care too much about it right now. Sparse sectors are more important, geomic labs are also more important. And after I'm done with that, I think it's about time I make more military. But firstly, yeah, look at that. I'm one turn away from Era 2, which is when my army will start gaining some extra experience each time I make them, so I can wait with that, and I will in fact. What do I want to go for then? I have several options. In multiplayer, I would have certainly gone for military science for reasons that I explained before. However, this is not multiplayer, so I can go for the extra dust from rivers, but it's not super useful. There are a few river towns nearby this city will have none, and the next city I settle will probably be somewhere here, so again, it will be somewhat useful because it also... actually, there is a river here and here. I guess I might go for extra dust from rivers. It's not super useful for me though. Again, if this was multiplayer, I would have gone for military science, and if I had this already, I would probably go for advanced armor. And actually, the cool thing about this is that it also increases the efficiency of the items you make out of glass, steel, and titanium. So I might go for it regardless, even though I'm also planning to go for the same thing in Era 2. Just to increase the efficiency of equipping those things, because I will have some strategic resource problems, and it will be expensive to buy them on the marketplace. So I might do that just to lower the value. I will do that, in fact. It's not a bad idea. 3 turns, then I'll be in Era 3, and then I can start killing people. Alright, in this case, let's actually grab the empowerment. Or, alternatively, before I do that, it's actually fairly useful, isn't it? But I'm kind of tempted to plot down another borough streets first. Right now, though, my city is happy, but then again, by the time I make the borough streets, it will be no longer happy because I'll expand to another city. Let me think some more. So, if I plop down another borough street, how long will it take? Way too long. Alright, that's simpler now. Empowerment first. Done. That was easy. Okay, can I end my turn yet? It looks like indeed I can, and I will. Very, very nice. Alright, so those guys, I might send them to reinforce with my hero. Oh, why does it have to be winter now? I'm moving! That's not the perfect time. Alright, I got the augmented extractors, which is a really powerful tech. It has been nerfed, as you can see. Now it only works on the tier 1 resources. I mean Era 1 resources, luxury resources that is. But it is still a very powerful tech, which I absolutely adore, and I'm really happy I got to see it. Now, winter is here, which makes living a little bit difficult, because, yeah, look at all those penalties. I'm pretty sure that they're not supposed to be stacked like this either. Wait a second, is it just... did it just delete everything? Wow, it did. So, I'm pretty sure this is a bug, it's not supposed to be like this. But apparently by reloading a game I doubled the harshness of this particular winter. Which is not supposed to be this bad this early on. This is what, my first winter, right? Yeah, first winter is not supposed to be this bad. Right now, around my city, there is nothing whatsoever being produced except science and a little tiny bit of dust. That is a bug, is it? Actually, maybe not. When I hover over areas, it looks like everything is actually fine. Yes, I think it's just display bug. It is -2 dust on terrain with dust, not -4. Okay, that's more acceptable. Wasn't it supposed to be -1? Whatever, I'll take what I can get. Winter is changing dramatically, and I sometimes get confused between all versions, so I would like to stay away from the subject because, quite frankly, I don't want to break any NDAs. So anyway, let's move my army like so, because I really don't want to fight those Ursus, not yet anyway. and finish my turn. I am losing 3 dust per turn, but I can take it. Even if the winter lasts for 10 turns, I'll still be in the positive, so it's okay. I'm not going to move my population around just to remedy this little problem. It's not a big deal. So you guys keep moving around, make sure if the horses attack me, they'll have to... What the F just happened? I have no idea. I'm apparently also not going to get any new... Oh, F you, game. You moved my forces backwards! You're cheating! I saw it, they were in a different tower already. Whatever, retreat. F you, game. Alright then, let's move again to the same place I just moved. Like so. Thank you, game. I hate you. And oh boy, there's a ruin right there, so no triangle for me, eh? I mean, if I make a triangle like... Oh, it will be an okay triangle still. Yeah, it's okay. I can live with what I'm going to get. -4 dust now. Why? What happened? I don't even want to know. Whatever. In 2 turns I'll get an empowerment. 2 turns, not 1 turn. What happened? Alright, winter happened. So let's fix that if we can, like so, because next turn... Actually, next turn I will not want to make anything new in my city, will I? No, indeed I will not, because quite frankly, I will not have the proliferators just yet. I'm only going to research them. So I can wait for a little bit longer. Good, next then we enter the era 2, and I can talk about what I believe is important to do in this specific era. And we're gaining dust again, yay! Alright, plenty of stuff has happened. Age of Glory is here. Our faction music didn't play because, as I said, there are some audio problems in this particular patch, which will be fixed, I'm sure. I can now see foundations, and my units are starting their life on level 2, which is very, very useful. And I was also attacked again. Yay. I'm just going to make this army not participate and retreat with my foragers, like so. Now my foragers will stay alive because they had a turn to heal up a little bit, and it's all good. Alrighty then, so first things first, you move slightly backwards, you create the city, thank you very much, that's way better now. You can go inside the city and heal up and stop making me lose money on you, and you can explore those ruins because, hey, why not? You'll gain some extra experience, and we found a lot of dust, which is very, very nice. Alright, let's find the other ruins I missed before, so that I can get the benefits of whatever is inside of them. And as for my new city, let us rename it right away, because this time I actually remember to do it. I cannot tap Kuala Lumpur. That's sad. No, I want to tap Kuala Lumpur. Okay then, let's put it this way. Okay, that works, I guess. Yep. Alright, if you are confused by the names that I give to my cities, well, let's just say they are all connected and mean a lot to me. So, let's keep on moving along, shall we? First things first, what I want in my new city is Mill Foundry, which I cannot buy out, not quite, but I almost can. And I most certainly will, because this area has no production in it whatsoever. And then, the standard really. More storage, more public libraries, and so on and so forth. My guy is certainly going to focus on industry production, because otherwise I would be silly. I have grown more population in Rachel. Oh, Rachel. Which I'm certainly going to make a good use of. And yeah, I think it's about time to actually talk about the era. So, era 2 unlocked. Plenty of... What the F is that? Oh, that's the extractor. Alright. That's a bug. Whatever. Display bug, that is. Anyway, plenty of things to do in era 2. What do I want to do and what will you want to do when you reach this era? Well, first things first, remember that by the time you reach this era, you're probably going to be, I mean, not probably, but if you are playing in multiplayer, then there are different things you need to prioritize than if you were to be playing in a single player game. In multiplayer, by this point, unless you're playing with some really weird players, or there's really weird map generation, or you're playing really weirdly, or you're a master diplomat, unless any of this happens, you're probably about to be attacked if you're not attacked already. So what do you want first? What is your priority? If you are really in trouble right now, first things you gotta grab is the proliferator. Why? Because he can create you an army out of anything, really. So what you need to do is save up your army, retreat from as many battles as possible, even sacrifice a city if you really have to, but make sure that somewhere in the back you have one last army, which is at least decently sized, even if it's weaker than the enemy's army. And with this army, you need to have a proliferator as well. Once that's done, make sure that you kill as many of the enemy units, and then you make more units, and you create an army out of the enemy army. You will see that in action soon enough, trust me, it's pretty awesome, and it's the ultimate defense tool for the Necrophages. defense 2 at the start, then you can turn it into an offense 2, which is pretty amazing. What is happening if you're not being attacked though by this point? Well, if you're not being attacked just yet, but you suspect that you might be attacked soon enough, instead of going for proliferators, you might consider going for meritocratic promotion first. However, it is only still an advice I would give to an advanced and experienced player, because proliferators are very useful and important, and by the time enemy attacks you, you should have one or be about to get one. Only go for the meritocratic promotion first if you feel like you can delay the enemy for long enough, or feel like the enemy is going to take a bit more longer to actually attack you. If that's the case, meritocratic promotion is more important. It will save you some dust by merging your armies together, and if the enemy attacks you before you suspect it, you'll be able to trade with the enemy much more efficiently, because you will have bigger armies all combined together and you will not have to wait for reinforcements. It's a really good and important upgrade for the Necrophages. Alright, what if you're not being attacked right now, but you are having some dust problems? I was in this particular situation quite a few times, and honestly, there are different ways to remedy this kind of problem depending on how you play. When I had the dust problem as Necrophages, more often than not it was because I had too many armies by this point. And obviously Command Fodder is going to remedy that quite well, but keep in mind, it lowers the upkeep of your units, not your armies. So for example, if you have all of your cities, if they have garrisons filled with units, that is going to help you a lot. So again, if you're on the defensive and have dust problems, this is going to fix that really well. If, however, you have dust problems because you have too many armies or units outside of your city or whatnot, then there's really only one option, honestly, and that is the Imperial Coinage. Right now you can still abuse the marketplace in this particular patch, but I'm pretty sure that what is important to the devs is to make sure that the market cannot be abused in the future. At least I hope so. So either way, even if the market cannot be abused, it is still a powerful tool for you to use in order to actually stay away from the finance problems. You may have to sell some of your resources, but I expect you to have some resources by that time. And if you don't, well, if you don't, then just don't go for Imperial Coinage. I'm afraid that this is the only remedy I have for you. What you can go for instead is Demanding Gods. Now, this is a very tricky ability, and it requires good timing. If you use it at the wrong time, you might handicap yourself so badly you will actually render one of your cities almost useless for a fairly long period of time, when you need the city to actually be very efficient at producing units. However, if you use it at the right time in a city that can actually take the loss of a population, then it's actually very useful, because extra 40 happiness on Empire is a very big deal, and it directly translates to your income of everything. Food, industry, dust, science, and if it's dust that you're having problems with, this might help you. It really might. So that is another useful thing. Of course, trade routes might also help you, but you're probably not going to be able to set up any trade routes, so just ignore trade routes altogether. Alright, is there any other situation that you can be in as Necrophages? Well, I guess if you're not at war, you're not thinking that you are about to be at war, and you don't have dust problems, well, in this case you're doing amazing, just go for anything, really. No, seriously, that is the case. I guess the other priority could be to grab some extra industry, which you can get from Canal System or possibly from Management Sciences. By the way, if you're wondering what exploitation is, that is exploitation. That is exploitation. Everything around your city tiles is exploitation. Your city tiles are not exploitation. Important thing to remember. So yeah, I guess you could grab one of those two, but honestly, even if you are doing really well and are peaceful and whatnot, it wouldn't hurt to go for some of the other techs I listed before. It wouldn't hurt. But I guess, if you are really doing this well, it doesn't matter. So what am I going to go for? Well, I'm about to go to war. It's really a simple choice. Besides, I need to clean up some minor functions as well. And proliferators? Oh yeah, they'll give me an army for this. What next? I do not have dust problems, but I probably will have dust problems after I make those proliferators, because they will make you lose a lot of dust really quickly. So I'll probably go for Cannon Fodder next, but I'll think about it. Actually, I only have 2 turns. Alright, let's queue it up right away, why not? Alrighty then, anything else I need to do right now? No, I cannot unassign my hero anyway. I do not have any more roaming armies of mine or enemy banner. I mean, I don't have neutrals, but who cares about neutrals? Let's keep going, shall we? Oh, wow. It's been 25 minutes already? It doesn't feel like it has for me, I'll be honest. I'm having fun right now, and have I really been talking for this long? Wow. I'm sorry, Broken Lords. I am not an honorable opponent. I'm a very devious, cheating bastard who will try to kill you in any means possible, by any means necessary, and in any way possible, rather. So, yeah, sorry about that. You're going down. And I'll enjoy it most likely too. Even though it's pretty hard to eat armor that only has soul inside of it. But I'll try. So, wait, did they just attack me? No, who attacked me? Oh, the Rambler did. Yeah, I'll just go into autopilot because I don't really care too much about it. And the enemy is dead, and the cost of my hero taking quite a bit of damage, which I'm not a big fan of, but I guess I'll take it. And those guys are blocking me in! Bastards! Well, you know what? I'm just going to unassign my hero then, because I can. Now, am I going to reassign him to my new city, Malaysia, or am I going to assign him to Rachel and unassign the Lawmaster? Well, right now I do not have my army ready just yet, so I do not need this guy to be the Lawmaster to be my general just yet either. So I'm just going to assign my governor to the newly created city to help it grow a bit faster and also to be generally useful there and grab some experience from created structures. So let's do just that. Alright, the enemy army, it is actually upgraded, so it might be newly created. That's pretty nice. Are those guys scary? Well, they are Stalwarts. Stalwarts are pretty good against everything unless you happen to have archers, so that's not too bad. Alright, I can dig it. So far so good. Rachel, what are you going to do for 110 alone? Well, first things first, what I know I have to do is retrofit my units just a little bit. So you just said you are going to have a tier 2 sweep, because it's pretty awesome, and all the armor I can give you. Thank you very much. Now you are super expensive, but also quite good. As for the Necrodrone, I'm only going to give you a better weapon, because better weapon equals more awesome. So I'll do just that, thank you very much, and not to give you any armor either. Seller, obviously I'm not bothering with. And as for Rachel, what am I going to make over here? Let's have a quick thought. Should I start well, I will have Necrodrone soon enough. Let's start working on one. And on the next turn, as soon as I have the Proliferator, I'll start working on those. Actually, the order doesn't really matter. Either way, I want to attack this area with at least a Forager, a Necrodrone, and a Proliferator. And most likely, 2 Necrodrones, 1 Forager, and a Proliferator. Proliferator. You know what I was trying to say, right? Alright, how efficient can I be? Let's have a quick look. That, I think, is most efficient from industry standpoint, so I'll do just that. As for food standpoint, oh yeah, that is also very efficient. Alright, I'm liking what I'm seeing here, and I'll end this video right here. Ladies and gentlemen, it was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mix Spammer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you online. Let's wait for one more second to see if I discover anybody else. And no, it's just a Proliferator. Alright, thank you for watching again, and see ya!